Taylor. I'm here today to make a coaster with you. The coaster is presented by craftagami.com. What you'll need to use to make the coaster that we're making today is some cotton yarn. I'm using the Sugars and Cream. And then you need a pair of scissors to cut off your ends. You'll need your hook, of course, to crochet it. We're using a size G hook. We'll need a stitch marker. It could be a piece of yarn or it can be an actual stitch marker that you purchased. And then we'll need a needle for weaving in the ends. First we're going to start our coaster but with a chain 3. So go ahead and make 3 chains. And then what we're going to do a slip stitch to the first chain that we made. We're going to insert our hook into that first chain. We're going to yarn over, pull the loop through the stitch and then through the loop on the hook. And I usually grab the chain 3 with my finger and thumb, and then when I pull it through the loop, that gives me the center of the ring that I just created. So you can kind of see the center there. Okay, and now we're going to chain 1. We're going to place 10 single crochets into the center of our chain 3 of our new ring that we created. So there's 1, and again to make the single crochet, just insert into the center of the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both loops on the hook. That's 2. 3, 9, and then my last one, 10. There's your chain 10. From here on out, we're going to be working in the back loops, and if you look at this stitch right here, this one closer to you is your front loop, and the one back further is your back loop. We're going to be working in the back loops only, and we're just going to, instead of joining and chaining up for your next row, we're going to be working in the spiral. So we're going to go into this next one in the back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, making your first single crochet of the second round. And we're going to use a stitch marker so that we know that this is our first stitch, so when we get around to the first stitch we'll know when the next round is starting. So I'm going to stick that in there. And this round we're going to do 2 single crochet in each stitch, so that there was 1 and 2 for the first stitch. Go to the second one. There's 1, 2 for the second one. So continue that around, placing 2 stitches in each back loop. Okay, so I'm nearing the end of the round. We can tell this by our stitch marker. It's right here. Just have one more stitch to go. And remember, we're doing 2 stitches in each stitch. And by working in the back loops, you can see that we've now created a ledge, and this is created by leaving that front loop there. And it just gives it kind of a nice spiral outer design. Alright, now we're going to, for this next round, we are going to place 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So it'll be 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch all the way around. So we're going to remove our stitch marker, place our first single crochet in the back loop only here in the first stitch. We're going to replace that stitch marker so that we know that that's our first stitch. And And then we're going to just place the 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 2 in the next. Place 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 single crochet in the next. Okay, I'm coming up here to the end, and again we know this by the stitch marker, and your last stitch will always be ending in an increase, which makes it nice. Okay, so now this third row we are going to be doing 1 regular single crochet in the first 2 stitches and then an increase in the third. So we're going to do 1 regular, replace the stitch marker, and then do another regular, and then 1 increase. When I'm doing this, I usually count by doing 1, 2, and then an increase. And that's usually how I say it in my head so I can keep track of where I'm at. So 1, 2, and then an increase. And that's 1, 2, and then your increase, and continue that around. Okay, so I've worked myself around to the last stitch where I'm going to put my increase, where there's 2 single crochets in the same stitch, and we're doing on to our next round. In this round, if you haven't guessed, we're going to now do 1 single crochet in the next 3 single crochets, and then 1 increase. So we're going to remove our stitch marker, place our first single crochet in the first stitch, and replace our stitch marker. Oops. And then we're going to make another single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then we're going to increase by placing 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And then the next 3 single crochets, we're going to put 1 single crochet in each one. And then an increase in the third. So we're going to do, or in the fourth. So we're going to have 3 single crochets, 1 increase. 3 single crochets, 1 increase in the next. We're going to do that all the way around. Okay, so I'm nearing the end of this round. Oops. And now I'll take out the stitch marker, and for this next round we are going to be placing 1 single crochet in the first 4 stitches and then 1 increase all the way around. So we're going to place our first stitch, our first single crochet, replace our stitch marker, and then we're going to do another single crochet, so that makes our second stitch. Here's our third stitch and our fourth, and then we're going to do an increase in the next single crochet. So we're going to place 2 single crochets in that stitch. And remember, we're just working in the back loops. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 regular single crochets, and then the 2 increase in the next, or 1 increase, which is 2 single crochet in the next stitch. And we're going to work this all the way around. Alright, I'm coming to the end of this round, which is round 6. And this will be our last round. And what we're going to do now is do our edging, and we're going to remove the stitch marker, and then we're going to do a slip stitch in the back loop of each stitch around for the edging. So we're going to do the first slip stitch. And in order to do the slip stitch, you insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull it through the loop on the hook. And then go ahead and replace your stitch marker so we know when to end. Again, that's insert your hook, yarn over, pull the loop up and through the stitch, and then pull it through the loop on the hook. Again, that's go into the stitch, yarn over, pull up the loop, and then pull it through this loop on the hook. And we're going to work this in each stitch around. Okay, I'm getting here close to the end. Once you finish with the last stitch, go ahead and move your stitch marker. And then insert your hook underneath the first slip stitch that you made. Yarn over, pull through the stitch, and then pull through the loop on the stitch. So one last slip stitch. And then go ahead and cut your yarn at this point, making sure you leave a long enough tail that you can crochet in later or stitch in later. And then just pull this up and through. And that is how you make the coaster. Thank you for making this coaster with me today. It has been so much fun to spend time with you. Please go to craftagami.com if there are any other patterns that you would like to see. It's a fun place to not only find patterns, but also to see what I'm up to for over the weekends and to see what's happening in the crochet world.